Hello, everybody. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone is doing well this weekend and even this week. I'm Aisha, by the way. Um, sorry. Uh, and I'm thrilled to be here with you today to discuss a critical topic that affects many individuals. And it's called gaslighting. At Balanced Minds, we believe in the power of knowledge and awareness, which is why we want to shed the light on this insidious behavior. If you're unfamiliar with gaslighting, don't worry about it. I'm here to provide a clear and concise explanation. So let's take a deep dive into this topic together and learn how to identify and protect ourselves from gaslighting. I will reintroduce myself. I'm Aisha, and I'm the founder of Balanced Minds. Balanced Minds, there's a website on there that you can have a look. So let's go into the first slide. The introduction. Here are some important topics that I will be discussing in the conversation. Firstly, I will discuss what gaslighting is and some common signs to watch out for. Secondly, I'll explore the differences between narcissism and gaslighting, because I know there is a few people that think they're completely the same. However, there is a slight difference. Thirdly, I'll explore into how gaslighting can affect your mental health. And then finally, I'll talk about some strategies to help you overcome gaslighting and put an end to it. Let's just say I'm hoping that this will help somebody, at least. If everyone can hear me. What is gaslighting? Well, gaslighting is a form of emotional abuse that involves manipulating someone's perception of reality. The abuser may lie, deny, or distort the truth, making the victim question their memory, their judgment, and their insanity. This can lead to feelings of confusion, self-doubt, and even depression. Gaslighting can happen in any type of relationship, including friendships, romantic relationships, family, and workplace settings. It can also occur online, where it's often called online gaslighting. The abuse can be subtle, overt, and it can happen gradually over time, making it difficult to recognize. Some common signs of gaslighting include if you find yourself continuously questioning your memory or perception of the events, or if someone is denying or minimizing your feelings or experiences, blaming you for their behavior, or making you feel guilty. It may be a sign of gaslighting. If you think or you know someone who's a victim of gaslighting, it's important to seek help. Remember that you deserve the respect and support, and gaslighting is never okay. Taking action to protect yourself and those around you can help stop this toxic behavior from continuing. Gaslighters destroyed reality to gain power and control. And if you know somebody who's going through this, it is very important to let them know that there's help out there. Or if you're a person that's going through this themselves, there is help out there. Seek professional help because you're not on your own. There's a lot of people that don't realize they are being gaslighted. So it's important to get the information you need. And it's important to protect your well-being, recognize and resist gaslighting. Trust your perceptions and intuition, and demand respect and dignity in all of your relationships. Gaslighting is a form of emotional abuse that must not be tolerated. It is essential to recognize and confront this behavior immediately. It really is. Do not allow anyone to undermine your self-esteem and confidence. Because once you do that, they're just going to keep chipping at it and chipping at it where you have none. No confidence, no self-esteem, and you'll have self-doubt. You deserve to be treated with respect, and your right is to demand it. Stand up for yourself and assert your boundaries to put an end to this toxic behavior. Now, I know some people might not know what gaslighting is, and that's okay. You know, here are some of what you could be going through if you are being gaslit. So here's a few of the of what you know. You might be thinking you're going crazy, but you're not. You might have been apologizing repeatedly on whatever the problem is at the time. If you do find yourself apologizing repeatedly and you shouldn't need to apologize, then ask yourself, are you being gaslit? You know, do you doubt the reality of a situation that you recall? You know, are you thinking about, is it true? Is it how they say it is, or is it how I remember? it's you may even be the one to blame for making things confusing. You may be Someone might be saying something, why do you have to confuse things all the time? Why does this have to go? Why are you being blamed? You know, they will pretend to not understand your opinion. And obviously they do understand your opinion, but they want you to know that they don't understand it. If it's a one-off, it may not be gaslighting. But if it's continuous with any of these that you're going through, for example, are you hesitant to express or opinion and question your judgment? Do you often make excuses for your partner's behavior? If any of these if any of these hit a light bulb, then, question it. You may be going through being gaslighting. You may be gaslighting. So you'll be a victim of gaslit. So please, if there are little things and it's just a one-off, maybe you're not. It's just obviously everybody has different opinions on different things. However, if it's repeated, if it's repetitive, then question it, because no one deserves to be gaslit at all, even in work, because it happens at work as well. It happens in families, it happens in friendships, it happens in relationships, so question it. But that's a good thing to question. Now, here's a picture. I want to spend about 5 minutes on this picture, right? And I'd like anybody to express what they think the picture is saying to them. And then I'll express what it's saying to me. Because this picture is quite interesting. This is a part where it is gaslighting. But what is gaslighting saying to you? What is this picture saying to you? And that's quite important. It's quite important because I see quite a few different pictures, and there's a lot of things that do come to mind when I see certain pictures. So I'd like to know if any of you see any of these. If you see this picture, what do you think it is? What do you think it represents? What do you think the picture is telling you? But I will spend about 5 minutes on this, just so people can get their head around the picture and think of something that they think that, it says to them. So I'm going to tell you what it says to me. To me, it symbolizes being treated like a puppet on strings, losing your own identity and your individuality, and doing things the way others want you to do, not how you want them to do. And that's very, very important, because no one should be treated like a puppet. Not at all. So the picture is quite an interesting picture. I mean, don't get me wrong, if you missed the live, that's totally fine. You can still put your comments in what you think this picture is, or what you think this picture represents. And I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So now we're going to go on to the next. And this is the difference between narcissism and gaslighting. Narcissism is a personality disorder that can be diagnosed when a person lacks empathy and considers themselves more important than others. However, gaslighting is a form of psychological abuse that intends to make the victim doubt their thoughts and emotions. Even though some similar traits that could be confusing, such as they both have charming and sorry, do apologize. I'll put my teeth back in. Charismatic, and they both use manipulative and controlling tendencies. And that's why sometimes a lot of people get narcissism and gaslighting mixed up, because they are similar. Don't get me wrong. I totally get it is similar. However, narcissism is a personality disorder and can be diagnosed. However, gaslighting can't be diagnosed. So that is why it's a psychological abuse. And don't get me wrong, narcissism, they will try everything to knock you down and things like that, just like gaslighting. But narcissism is a personality disorder. So everybody has different personalities. And that's what makes us individuals. That's what makes us unique to one another. But then there's people who gaslight people for psychological abuse. And it's emotional abuse as well. So if you know anybody who goes through this, please get them to get the help they need, because going through something like this is very, very hard. And it is hard to detect. And this is one of the reasons why I'm doing this live, is because I want to educate people on how and what to do, what signs to look out for, how to help somebody if you know someone who's going through this, or even help yourself. You know, this is why I do the lives. And it breaks my heart for some people who go through this. It really does. Some people go through this and they can't see a way out. But trust me, there is a way out. But you've got to get the professional help. And the more professional help you can get, the better. But I wonder if any of you actually knew the difference between narcissism and gaslighting. It's okay if you don't. If you didn't, and then you know now, then I've done something right. You know, it's totally fine. There's no wrong or right answer. But it is very important to know the difference between narcissism and gaslighting, because they are very, very similar. But it's critical to recognize the signs of both and seek help when experiencing abuse, because they are both abusive. So always seek help, whoever goes through this. Because on a serious note, men go through this quite a lot, but they won't speak up. But they need to speak up. You know, I'd love to help get rid of the stigma around mental health that surrounds it, because the world is horrible. And I would like to let you know that men do go through this, not just women. Men go through this. Kids can go through this, you know, teenagers, high school. And it's heartbreaking. But men do need to speak out. It's okay to speak out. This is why I do the lives. So don't ever think you're on your own. But on a serious note, if you know anybody, or if you're going through this, please, please seek help. Balanced Minds is always here to listen. So next we're going to go and have a question and answer. On this, feel free to ask any questions you have about the topic we're discussing. I will dedicate about 10 to 15 minutes to this. It's okay if some people are unfamiliar with gaslighting, as life is all about learning new things every day. You know, that's what life's about. Challenging yourself, learning new things yourself. And there's nothing wrong with any questions at all. But you can ask anything you would like, and I will be happy to try and answer the question to best of my knowledge. So if you don't want to do it on the comments, you can private chat and I will answer as much as I can. But yeah, I will definitely ask as many questions as possible. But yeah, I'm going to spend about 10 to 15 minutes on this to see if anybody has any questions that they'd like to ask about today's topic. Well, I've had no questions yet. However, you can play this back, and if you have any questions, go ahead, ask away, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So now we're going to be discussing how gaslighting can affect mental health. This can lead to significant long-term harm to your mental health and mental well-being, potentially resulting in a trauma, self-doubt, depression, and anxiety. This is due to the gaslighters' manipulative tactics. Individuals are misled into questioning their sanity, which can result in loss of personal identity and individuality. It is critical to seek professional help to ensure that you feel supported and heard, because a lot of people who go through this don't seek professional help, and they don't they're not heard, you know. And it's important. People who gaslight may intentionally or unintentionally use this form of abuse to exert power and control over others with the goal of manipulating them. And gaslighting is has been used for quite a few years, actually, even though no one's really heard of it. But this term originated from 1938 play called Gaslight, and it's a film where a husband manipulates his wife into believing she's going insane by dimming the gas lights in their home and then denying that the light has changed. So if you want, why not look it up? It's a play from 1938 and it's called Gaslight. And when watching that film, if you can tick different things from that film, then you're being gaslit. So it's quite important to know that you're not going insane and it's the other person that's manipulating you. So we're going to go on to how to mentally destroy a gaslighter. Here are some strategies that can help individuals to effectively confront a gaslighter. These strategies may be utilized by individuals personally affected by gaslighting or by those supporting someone experience this form of manipulation. So first, you could do with collecting evidence. And by doing this, do a journal. Write down each day on how it's been going, how you feel, and things like that. Always speak up about the behaviour. Also, remember to remain confident in your version of events, not their version of events, your version of events. If you believe your version of events, then do it. Keep believing in that, because then they cannot knock you down. Always focus on your self-care, because self-care is very important in everyday life. Self-care is. Also, involve others. Talk to somebody. Maybe they've gone through the same situation and they can help you on how they got out of that situation. You know, it's always good to talk to others. Take some time out of a situation, because taking some time out of the situation is another form of self-care. Some people find self-care as selfish. No, it's not. You matter. You are important, because you're important to somebody, and you're important to yourself as well. But lastly of all, always seek professional support, because they can help you get through the situation. And also, they can help you take control back, and you can see yourself whether you want to still be in that relationship or in that environment. If you don't, that's okay, because you matter, you're important. So always, always think about yourself, because it is important to think about yourself. Really important. And another one. A narcissistic gaslighting is a form of emotional abuse that involves intentionally manipulating or destroying the truth to instill self-doubt in somebody. So if you know anybody who's going through this, please talk to them. Let them know they're not on their own. And last of all, I would like to say thank you for your participation today. I trust that the session provided valuable insight, but please do not hesitate to post any inquiries in my inbox, and I will be happy to help. So this is goodbye from Aisha from Balanced Minds, and I wish you all a brilliant weekend. See you later. Bye.